Good evening, everyone. This is me again here, trying to make sense of things, and nothing is making sense. So, what I'm trying to do is trying to capture an idea of what the current affairs in Guatemala really truly are. Just recently, the news came out that Rigoberta Menchu was able to formulate her party, and she was able to go ahead and get it through the Guatemala Supreme Court, which is good. These are wonderful news. What the bad news is that the polls. I think what is it, 2%? I don't know, but it seems like an impossibility. My problem is that although it would be nice to have her as president and to see what we can do, I think that it would be kind of difficult to not let this other guy win because he's a general. He's in the loop of the power of control people, and because he's got all that command and all that power, it's probably going to be impossible to defeat him. So we have to contemplate a new Guatemala and one that's going back in time. And we know that her militant resolve didn't get her anywhere with 200,000 deaths and mass suicides, I would say, and that's not even counted in the books. But what it really is a lot of genocidal acts, torture, and horrendous things that I can't believe even occurred uh, by the military, and not by a large minority Latinos or white people, mostly Mayans, a large amount of Mayans, and that to me, I can't understand how the world does not see that or coming to intervene and say, well, no more military president for Guatemala. It's impossible for Guatemala as a country that has a vast amount of Mayan people will go ahead and vote an ex-general into power. To me, that makes no sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just seeing things from here because I'm not living in Guatemala. I'm in exile here in Miami, and I just read and I'm able to capture things that maybe in Guatemala you can't. I mean, I've looked into the prensa and el periódico, and sometimes my lines are cut off or something happens that I can't get to. But it might be with internet problems, but you know me. I think that roaches crawl inside the computer system sometimes and they kind of push the buttons where they shouldn't be. But that's just me. Talking about Guatemala, we need to make sure that we follow up on and I don't know, become active somehow because I was taught to act locally so that you have a global impact as a child. And I think that's important for everybody to employ as a human being for the humanity that need it most and that can't for themselves, as our Mayan brethren in the rural areas that probably don't even have the ability to vote, to produce their votes and say, no, I don't want this guy in power. So please, do what you can. In the meantime, go to Guatemalan Human Rights Organization, GHRC, USA.org. It's a human rights organization based in Washington, so that they have access to a lot of the people and the decision makers in Washington, because it's irrefutable that Washington has an immense influence in Guatemala. So much so that just last week they went ahead and changed, I guess, the ambassador McFarland. And I'm not too familiar with everything that he's done, but according to the GHRC website and some of the communications I received, it's a bad deal for Guatemala because McFarland did a lot for human rights and even held the hands of some of these people to the courts so that they can do their hearings and their procedures. However, the other guy that's coming in, Chacon, has a bit of a dubious history, especially in Spain and the Guantanamo Bay operation, and trying to, I would say, get away from investigating some of the horrendous things that occurred in the Guantanamo Bay prison. I don't know. I would leave it to you to do your research and please leave me some comments so that I can expand my horizons and my point of view and learn a little bit more. So if you would be so kind, I would be most grateful for your information. And so I remain at your behest. Thank you so much.